That's it. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Brooklyn live from Williamsburg. Nick is in the locker room. He's settled in. And I think he's ready to go. I'm going to open the Nick mic. Ladies and gentlemen, Brooklyn Live with Nick and friends.
Well, hey, welcome to the locker room. As we zoom in, we're back from West Palm Beach, Paris. Thank you for joining us. An hour early this time.
New start time.
New start time, 7 o'clock. Means we can get home a little bit earlier.
Ooh.
No, the reason why we're early is because there's a very special event that I'm going to tonight.
What event are you going to?
Yeah, I'm going to, there's a bar called the Broom Street Bar.
Blue Street Bar.
Broom
Street Bar.
As in sweepy,
Like
sweepy.
One of my old hangs.
So it's their anniversary and it's a really cool bar. If you ever come into New York City, check out the Broom Street Bar and it's on Broom Street.
Oh, there you go.
And West Broadway.
Can't forget that.
You can never forget that. So we just came back from West Palm Beach. We had our expo show. That's why we were not live last week, because we were busy in West Palm Beach. Did we have fun, Paris?
Had such a great time. Please, if you didn't come out this time, come out next year.
Exactly. We're
do not
changing the
wanna
name
miss
for
it.
next year because my guest at the end of the show has coined a new phrase for expo. We'll ask him about it. Yeah?
Can't wait.
Mr. Peter Gosling.
From Canada.
He's a famous barber from Canada. Men's coiffure. Men's hairdressing. He's very talented and he's going to be coming on live with me as my guest tonight. So definitely check it out. He's a man that's making stuff happen. And we like that. We like people that have inspiration. We like people that put it out there. And he's going to be live with us in about 40 minutes. So Expo was fantastic. And one of the themes that we talked about at Expo was, this industry's changing. And there are new opportunities happening. And, you can say things, but I think it's important to not just say them, but to try and figure out what they are. So there is going to be some really big changes happening with Arrojo, and nobody knows that. So I'm about to let everybody know. So typically speaking, the hairdressing industry for me has been one where, I grew up in the Vidal Sassoon business model, and the Vidal Sassoon business model was a model of specialization. Specialization was where, you specialized in cutting, or you specialized in color, or you specialized in men's hairdressing or barbering. So that's kind of typically how it was. And for all the salons that I've worked in, we've always had that kind of a model. But I actually think that is an old-fashioned model today. And I really do believe that we have to change. So one of the new things that we're going to be bringing to the Arrojo studio in New York is we are going to open the doors for people to specialize in more than one skill and more than one craft. That means that no longer does anybody have to be just, or not just, maybe not everybody has to be only doing hair cutting or only doing hair color. We are going to change the paradigm, and everybody is going to be a specialist in their own right.
Nice.
So that means we're going to list what specialties people are going to be focusing on. You might want to specialize in dry hair cutting as well as specializing in hair color. You might want to specialize in hair painting, specialize in American wave, and specialize in hair cutting. So we're making a distinct change. Now, the team don't know. It's not a big change, but I do think it is a significant change. And the concept really came from last week, where we got to experience 7 great independent artists, where we celebrated independent education. And it suddenly dawned on me that, yes, it's absolutely brilliant to specialize in one element of the craft. But I think as we navigate into 2023, specialization doesn't mean that you just specialize in one thing. So we're changing the paradigm. We're opening the door, which means that we're welcoming people to develop their specialized skills. So for people in the training process, we're going to have a cutting training process and a color training process and a texture training process, and we're going to really maximize the potential. I see this as a new thing as we move forward. So Arosio Studio now will have specialized artists and will list what their specialties are. So we're changing the business model a little bit as we navigate into this new opportunity. And the new opportunities has arrived for the simple reason that during this time of shutdown and close down and rebirth of our industry, I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to do that. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited because I am actually going to start to develop a little bit more color skill. I think it's important for me to also, as an artist, develop my craft. So get ready. You'll see me color hair. And the good news was I was trained at Weller, and I was trained by Annie Humphreys at Vidal Sassoon. So as we develop and evolve, you're going to get to see me. Remember, I was on What Not to Wear, and I used to do the hair color, and I always kind of shied away from it in the salon. But now I've kind of taken that boundary off, and we're going to be changing that. So exciting stuff, and it's all part of creating new change.
It's like riding a bike, like riding a bike.
When we talk about, business, one of the things that's important is, as a business owner, sometimes it's difficult. You can get a little bit intimidated by people not enjoying or liking your concepts and your ideas. And sometimes you can feel like you have to do things. Well, I'm here to say that you don't have to do anything. What you do have to do in business is do what you believe is right. That's the most important thing.
Good call.
Do not be intimidated by saying no. If you've heard me a lot, I always say to get ahead, you got to say yes. And I do still believe that you have to say yes. You want to have new opportunities. And I think it's important for you to create new opportunities. But I also think what you don't realize is I say no a lot. I say no a lot to ideas that I don't think are going to work. You have to not be intimidated to go along with somebody's idea. Sometimes when you get into big business, like I'm into big business, you get contractual obligations. And those words count, yeah? If you've ever really had a contract, look at that contract and don't be intimidated by it. Words count. When somebody gives you a contract or they want you to sign an agreement, it's very important that you look through it and do not be intimidated by saying no. Because once you've said yes, and you've said yes, or you've agreed to something that you don't particularly feel good about, then you're going to end up eventually coming to regret that. I remember when I first started my first business, I said yes to a contract that ultimately I had to break. And it changed my trajectory. If you do find yourself going down a path that maybe is not the right path, in other words, imagine you start to do things and you're not going in the direction you want to go. It's important to stay positive. It's important to stay motivated. But it's also important to realize that you can change path. You don't have to stay stuck to that path. Think of your career as a journey. And the journey, think of it as a road with many, maybe with many streets or many lanes. Sometimes you'll veer down a lane. I think that when I talk about being in this new opportunity, we've got lots of new things happening here. Yeah, in the Arosio enterprise, in my business mind, there's lots of new things happening. We have studio, which is right here, what we're in, which is our rental type situation, which is launching. We also have Arosio Studio, the salon in New York, which is a school and the product company, and that's evolving. So as we navigate the future, sometimes you go down paths and you realize that those paths are not the right paths to get to. I'm going to try and say that slightly differently. For every idea that we have, there's 10 ideas that we also have to have that don't even become any kind of a concept. You have to think about those ideas very thoroughly. I say ideas are easy, execution is very difficult. A lot of people come to me with loads of ideas, and those ideas are good, but sometimes they're not ideas that I believe in or ideas that I think are going to be right for me. And that's when I try to say no because it's not going to work. I try to re-navigate. So ideas are easy. Execution's difficult. If you do have an idea, sometimes the idea changes as it evolves. Certainly the studio concept is constantly changing. And think about what I just said about specialization and changing the paradigm of how we've been doing business. It was about 3 or 4 years ago, I got rid of the word assistant. Everyone became a new talent. These are not necessarily innovations, because it's not like I was the first to do it, but certainly they were definitive decisions for me and for my business. And now we don't have apprentices anymore. We have new talent. Right now we put people on the floor. We give them the chance to take clients in the first few weeks of them starting working at a roadshow, even straight out of school. The reason being is because it's not just about the skill set with your hands in hairdressing anymore. It's also very much about your aptitude, your communication skills, how you connect. On Saturday, I work every day. I work hard. I push. I strive. I put pressure, you know. Sometimes it's difficult to stay positive. Sometimes you get disappointed, you know, with certain things, and you have to kind of get that disappointment out, and you have to kind of always try and stay positive. And you have to remember when you're going down a tough road or a difficult day, remember that that day's going to come to an end. And when that day comes to an end, you got a fresh one tomorrow. You know, there's something on social media now, an Indian voice. Have you heard that Indian voice where he says, have you not heard it?
No.
Where he says, sometimes when you have a very bad day, fuck it. Go home and go to bed.
Oh,
forget the day.
That's that motivation right there.
It's a motivational thing that's trending right now on Instagram. And I think it's right. Yeah, sometimes you have a tough day, but you can't go home when you're cutting clients, you know. What happens is you got to get through the day, and then you can go home. Forget about it, start fresh tomorrow. But let me get back to that concept. So we have a young man that's working for us. He's from Europe. I think he's from Turkey or Greece. His name's Salal. He's a great guy. And I'm not sure of his exact nationality, but I think I'm close, maybe wrong. And on Saturday night, he's learning to do hair color. And he's come through my school. And on Saturday night, we had some people come in. And Emma, who you're going to see in a few minutes, was doing the styling for one of the girls. She was going to be a fembot from Austin Powers, baby.
Wow.
Remember Austin Powers?
Of course,
Yeah.
classics.
And I saw Salal, and there he was, doing like this ponytail and this bun and this style. And I went to the front. I said, and it's really it was great for me, and it was strange for me. It was like a learning lesson. I said, why is Salal doing the updo? We call it an updo. And they said, at the front desk, they said he felt confident enough to do it. And he did a fantastic job. So for a second, I was like thinking, are we going to make a mistake? Is it not going to be as great as maybe what it could be because he's brand new? But then I caught myself properly because, number one, he was confident. Number two, he said he could do it. And you better believe he did it. And I was so proud of that. And that kind of leads me back to what I was saying, where even though he's training to be a hair colorist, and maybe we're not going to book him clients for hair color right now, although he will get a day as new talent to actually bring in clients that he can find, and that's a key thing. Every hairdresser, it's your responsibility to go out and build your book. Yeah, you're not there just to be gifted. You got to build your book. That's very important. I say that all the time. But the great thing was he did the style so well, and it made me realize and recognize that we have to encourage people to do good things and allow them to learn on the job. Yeah. And that to me really is, kind of what it's all about. And when things, let's just say, in my journey, and I've gone down different paths and different roads in my career, and you veer off to the left and you veer off to the right, what I found is, and I spoke about this too at Expo, is If your intention's there, the cosmic universe will get you to the right place. It'll help to navigate you to the right place. So I hope that those words kind of resonate a little bit for you, for somebody out there. They certainly resonate for me. I think when you're doing platform work, you're doing shows, you're teaching classes, you're putting energy out there. When you're putting energy out there and you're putting thoughts in a logical kind of way, you're putting your thoughts out in a logical way, like a book, you know, it helps you to stay positive, and it helps you to stay, committed to your craft and to what you want to do. So we have a great model. Daphne, I believe, is her name.
Daphne.
She's a singer. She's an artist. She's an actress.
Yep.
We managed to find her through our database, and we're lucky to have her. And I'm going to show you how to do a really nice razor layer, and then we're going to bring in Mr. Barber himself,
Mr.
all the
Peter
way
Gosling.
from Toronto, Mr. Peter Gosling. So let's go over to the shop floor. Has Cal got a video for us?
I got a video. You want to see it?
Yeah, let's see the video,
I
Cal.
thought you were leaving, man. I thought you were walking out.
The expo video, right? Love, that was good, eh? Did I see you Cal, was that you dancing on the dance floor? Was that Cal dancing on the dance floor? He's like a little leprechaun. It's got a little leprechaun. It's got a little leprechaun to you. Top of the morning to you, Carl.
That's better than the Hobbit word you used on me last week.
They call me the Hobbit.
Oh, okay,
I'll
cool.
be the Hobbit.
I'm in good company then.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So this is the lovely Daphne. And what we're going to do, we've already cut the length in with the razor. And we're going to go just classic technique, face frame into layering. Now, Daphne, on a scale of how much hair do you think she's got, Emma?
A lot. I don't even know.
A lot.
Yeah.
We call this a gallon of hair.
There's enough of it, that's for sure.
There's enough of it. She doesn't need a pillow at night.
Yeah.
She can just sleep on her hair. So obviously razor cutting is a key Arrojo technique. And I'm doing my nice face frame into layers. Now she's got some beautiful texture and some great densities. Some of the key things about razor cutting is tension. You got to have really taut tension. And you also want to make sure that your sections are thick enough so you're cutting hair off, and fine enough that you can see the guideline.
Nice.
On this side, I'm using more the heel of the blade. Notice how the blade never leaves the hair. The blade stays in the hair, so it doesn't come off, but the blade only cuts on the downward motion. And you'll notice how it's not the whole wrist or the arm. You'll notice it's just literally the fingertips just melting that away. You kind of work with the fabric, and we're working with the razor comb. Nice clean sections, keep everything nice and clean. And comb it with the fine teeth of the comb so that you can get right the way in. Now, we've got some great razor classes coming up. Even though the end of the year is upon us and we have an American Wave class coming up on the, I believe it's on the 13th of November. That will be our last class of the year, but we do have classes starting next year, and we're going on the road. We're going to be in Connecticut teaching a one-day. In January, we're going to be teaching a one-day razor class. Gina Bianca's spot, the network.
Nice.
And then we're also going to be heading over to Savannah. You ever been to Savannah, Emma?
No, I have not.
I don't think they could handle you in Savannah. could they?
Savannah,
Especially
Think so?
with that pink choker.
I know, it might
with
be a little too
studs on it.
much. Yeah.
Did you? What was yours for Halloween last night, Emma?
I was home.
You didn't
I
do
was
nothing?
No, I was recovering. Isn't that a shock?
What?
I had a crazy week.
Recovering from what?
I was so sick
Sleeping
over the
in the
weekend.
bathroom.
I was so, I went to work. I was under the weather, and then like Sunday I died, and then I came back to life Sunday night.
Do you know what the problem is? Probably because you were so scantily clad behind the turntables.
Well, you
Oh,
know what? I
Emma,
think
put
about
myself
that,
under.
Paris.
She killed it.
I killed myself.
She
I was
killed
so busy all
herself.
week. Yeah.
A DJ Emma on the Wheels of Steel. You can see her one Saturday every month at the Fetish Club. What's it called?
Temptations. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, speaking of Savannah, Monica McMaster says that they could handle Emma. They would love you to
Monica
come
says
out.
they can handle
Yeah.
Emma.
They would love for you to come out, Emma.
Okay, there you go. There's your invitation for Savannah.
Okay.
but I
Sounds
think-
like a plan.
But I think you're going to be forced to wear the earmuffs, Emma.
Oh,
Well, I think it should be the earmuffs and the choker. They match.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, there you go,
Now
yeah.
you're talking.
I did
That's why
bring them with me
Yeah,
to
you're the
Florida, but it was a little
stylist.
too hot.
You're
Now
the
you can
stylist.
You can see how I'm elevating now. There's quite a lot of density through here. Look through the top, please,
Hold
Carl.
on, I'll get that for you. Yeah.
There's a lot
It's
of density right here. So what I want to do is I literally want to put my razor and put the tip of the blade in, and that's going to soften out that density. And it's going to mean so she's going to get a little bit more movement through the hair texture. We're looking for long, sexy, tousled layers. That's what we're looking for here. You don't want to take it too short around the face at the beginning. You can always go in later. And tipping is a technique that we use to really lighten the load and make it a little bit softer.
So Scotch Bonnet, in regards to the new talent, they asked if you're still having them go through certification in specific services to maintain a standard.
Absolutely. So this is what's going to happen. It's a great question, all the way from my friends in West Palm Beach. What's going to happen is myself and Gina, master colorist at the Arrojo, she kind of oversees the color department. We are going to be putting together a whole new training program, which is going to focus on cut, color, American wave, and barbering. And it's going to be modular. So what that means is, if a hairdresser right now wants to start taking color clients, so Emma, she already has asked to do color in the past, yeah?
Yes.
You had like that famous guy, what was the band?
Rammstein.
Yeah, he wanted to get his hair, he's like a double processed blonde, yeah?
Yeah, I did them in Europe, but you know, so.
She did him in Europe, but we're saying nothing about that. My gosh. She did the color in Europe.
In the national color, all right,
Yeah.
Emma.
But we did the
famous-
cut in the salon.
Yeah, you cut
Yeah.
your hair. So Emma's really creative, and I'm sure that if Emma would like to do some hair color, then guess what? We're going to have a small training process to help her.
Just hearing about this.
Brand new, what do you think to the idea?
I think it's a great
I
idea.
think it's a good idea. You can talk your clients into getting hair color.
Yeah, I think it's
You
great.
know?
I did mainly color before I came, but I really wanted to be a great hair cutter, and I was so happy to stay with that. But that's really great to hear.
So now you can
Yeah.
open up the doors a little bit. And I think it's one of those things that, hey, you know what? Not for everybody, and maybe not every client. But rather, you know, I mean, I'm certainly not going to run out and go, okay, now I'm coloring all my clients. That's definitely not what's going to happen. But I want the ability to be a little bit more open. And that is really the path. So in answer to the question, Tracy, we're going to have modules, and we're going to share those modules with you. Because I think the training programs need to be quicker, they need to be shorter, they need to be faster, and they need to be ongoing. Yeah, it should not be. I think training programs were always like a prison sentence. I've got to get through it. I've got to get through it. I've got to get through it. Today, I think a training should just be completely ongoing, permanently, so you can always have good, new, fresh education. All right, I'm getting to the back, and then we're going to do the other side. So the final section, look, you see, we're not going to overlay this hair. We don't want to overlay the hair. We can overlay it, we can layer it more next time if Daphne wants more layers. But right now, look at the length of what we have here, and that gives her the security too. Yeah, she likes having long hair. She's a model, she's an actor, she's a singer. And it's a shame she doesn't have a microphone on, Carl. I was going to get her to sing for us.
Oh my gosh.
Well, she can have mine at the end of the show. And we should sing. There we go.
No, it's for the show, Paris.
Oh, no. All right, well, at the end of it.
We can do another one. Could do another opera show. There's somebody looking for a good hairdresser in North Florida.
Ooh.
What was that, Deborah? Deborah Harris.
North Florida. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Where's North Florida, Cal? Is that, you know Carolyn Miko?
We've got some friends in North Florida.
Yeah, you can send me an email, nick@Arrojo NYC, and I'll find you a great hairdresser.
That's like
Great
Sarasota, right?
hairdresser.
Sarasota, I think, is on the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
There's the West Coast and the East Coast.
Smiley C asks, she has naturally wavy hair. Would American Wave Structure Cream enhance it?
Oh, absolutely. Or give it a little bit of hold. It'll also help the color. Help the curl. It'll help to activate the curl, but it will also give it some more hold. Let's push this tray out, eh? Let's go shopping.
The structure is my favorite product
It's a
that
great
we
product,
have.
American
It's
Wave.
amazing. That's like my ride or die.
I
It's
love
so
watching
good.
you guys.
And talking about American Wave, and talking about curly texture, one of the new classes in the academy in New York next year is going to be
Ooh, a curly.
curly texture.
Ooh,
Very
hear
cool.
that?
I love that.
So we're bringing in a new class. And remember, studio, and I don't even know if my hairdressers know this. This place is completely rentable if you wanted to teach a class.
Nice.
You know what I mean? That's like part of the gig. So people are working with me. They were interested in wanting to do their own class. They could certainly rent this place because this place is designed to be used as a rentable space for any educator who feels like they want to kind of put something out into the universe. It's one of those things. When we talk to Peter later, he's going to be talking to us, hopefully from his academy in Toronto. But this studio space that we have here is custom built for any educator looking to teach a class. They can completely rent the space and teach their own class, including my team.
We have 32 stations.
We have 32 stations, but we have 3,500 square feet.
And we have a built-in psych for photo shoots. We've got 5 cameras to live stream. Oh, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and if you're thinking let's just thinking you want to do photographs for either a campaign for your salon brand, or let's
Brilliant.
just say you want to enter a show like the competition NAHA or the BTC One Shot. You wanted to do a professional shoot. Studios available for rent. Check out Hair Studio NY.
That's right.
And that is .com, hairstudiony.com. And the space here is completely rentable. And it's also going to be rentable for you to take clients. So something different, something new. Never a dull moment. We also have our brand new tools coming out. We have a brand new smoothing iron. And we also have our our waver, which we've lost. Somebody stole it.
Ooh.
I'll find it. It
The
was
la-
misplaced.
The last time I saw it, you was getting your hair done with it. So,
Uh-oh.
you know.
Uh-oh.
That's no, because I put it back
see what I mean?
afterwards. Hold on a second. I know that it's back there. Don't worry. I'll find. I always find all the missing things. But then again, why am I always finding the missing things?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Okay, shady.
No, it's back there somewhere with all your thousands of other tools. I'll find it.
Well, Nick, coming off of West Palm Beach, what were some things that, just give me 3 things that impressed you the most, that made you the most happy?
3 things that made me the most happy. Number 1 was the fact that most of the guests stayed in the hotel, so we were forced to be together for 2 full days, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Number 2, we got to see a lot of new artists on the stage. So we got to see some great talent and we opened our doors to alternate educators, people that are making waves in the world of education, number 2. And then number 3, for me personally, I got to see all my friends. Yeah, it's so difficult because, you know, like I think one of the things that I said when I was doing Expo, you know, to me, it's not really like a job, it's more of a lifestyle.
Right.
And I don't have the time to talk to everybody all the time, but I miss everybody. When I get one-on-one with people, when I travel, it's really, you know, amazing. Seeing Bobby, Stevie Boy, David Gatt, all of my friends, and then new ones too. Meeting new people. I got to meet some really nice, great new friends, and that's what I love. Yeah, I love bringing new people into my life and having the ability for that. And then number 4, Emma DJing. Yeah, making it happen.
And you should submit your mix because your mix
Making
is
it
great,
happen.
man.
She was. It was banging.
Banging.
It was a good night. It was a good party. A lot of sing-alongs.
Did you like that? And number 5 was Cal's dancing.
I was motivated.
Oh, you guys missed that on video.
He forgot to put the swords down. You know where you do the Irish jig over the swords. But apart from that,
Yeah, I was a little motivated, and I was liquidated.
it was liquidated and motivated.
Liquidated and motivated.
Did you like the fact that we had that like speakeasy vibe? You wasn't really there, but I thought it worked out pretty good where everyone went into
love the speakeasy
the first
bar.
part
Yeah.
of the club.
No,
It was
I
really
liked
The doors
that.
open, and they're all going, Emma's in there. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Scantily clad.
Oh
There
my
was like that. There
god.
was like that light thing that was in the speakeasy bar, and I thought you were gonna DJ from that thing.
Well,
it was like a little
no,
thing, and I was
but
like,
it was perfect because it was like everyone got to get like a little tipsy. It filled up, and then it was like once like the doors opened, it was like a German club. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
German club, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it turned into an emo night.
Little tipsy.
yeah, you
Emo.
played that
Little
Evanescence.
tipsy.
You played the Evanescence.
I
that
swear,
night.
every time I play Bring Me to Life by Evanescence and like Rage Against the Machine, everybody goes off.
We loved it.
Yeah.
We loved it.
You can't help but go off.
And then I was playing Holla Back Girl by Gwen Stefani, and Nick comes up to me and he goes, "What is this? What are you doing?"
Oh, you didn't like the
Did you
Gwen
hear my
Stefani?
English accent impression? What are you doing? What are you bloody doing? You sound like Marshall, my son talks in an English accent.
I'm really bad at accents.
Come on, mate.
All right there, Treacle. What are you bloody doing? So we're layering the opposite side now. We're almost finished up with that. And, again, just a little bit of tipping. We're working with hydro mist, and you see I put my hands in, and kind of you're looking for them. Go above, Cal.
Yeah, beautiful.
You can see there's your balance. Yeah, you can see your balance, and you can see your sectioning pattern. The way it's just fans around. Very simple, but and very efficient, and incredibly effective. Yeah, so there's like many ways to layer, but this is kind of like my most classic way. And then obviously the intention of the blade, that's what the razor gives you. It gives you the next dimension. Because you've never been razor cut before, have you?
Ooh, first time.
First time.
First
First
time.
time.
First time?
First time. Now, speaking of razors, Marco 1025 asks, which razor are you using?
So this is a handcrafted wood razor available on ArosioPro.com. We made these with my friend out of Detroit, Michigan, Sanjoy. He's got his own company, and we handcrafted these, and these are available on Arosio Pro. The nice thing about them is they're very slender.
Slender.
See
Oh,
that?
bring it in.
Slender. That's like my Americano.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
sorry. Slender.
Slender.
There you go.
Slender.
There you go. There you go.
Slender.
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 Em has been teaching me New Jersey.
I have.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh my
to hear
God!
that.
Wait. Speaking of like funny
Oh
terms,
my God.
Oh
Stay
my-
away from Joyce.
I do that. I do that.
Yes, you do. Oh my God.
Peter's coming on later. He'll probably be mad at me for this. But when I was DJing, he came up to me and he just runs up. He goes, "Emma, I want more ratchet music. You got to play ratchet music." And
Who's this?
Peter.
Oh, Peter?
Yeah.
I love that.
Rap shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
he-
rap.
Ratchet, like
ratchet.
like
Sorry, I
like
thought you
when
said
all the girls
ratchet.
start like twerking, and he was like play the Fetty Wap. Everyone's gonna lose their
Fetty Wap.
minds. Yeah, it was so funny.
haven't
Did
heard.
you say twerking?
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He was a wild one.
We'll be able to get that confirmation in a
We'll
couple
get
days.
the no. See, he'll deny it. He'll
Well,
deny
as soon
it.
as I twerked, he was very happy. As soon as I did my little twerk action,
I
he
saw that twerk and I ran
was
home.
fine. I was like,
I
I gotta
got out.
compete. I gotta
Got
compete with Carl's little
outta here.
Leprechaun.
fantastic.
Irish dancing.
We should have an instant replay of Carl's dancing.
I'm gonna have to learn to twerk.
Emma, let's find a little bit of structure.
Hey now.
Yeah, let's see if we've got a little bit of structure. We talked about it, so now we'll show everybody. Why don't you talk a little bit about that product, Emma?
This is my favorite product that we have. I feel like I can sell this to people who don't even have curly or wavy hair, but essentially it adds shine, it helps to soften the appearance of split ends, and it creates soft pillowy waves. It says it on the bottom, on the bottle, and it's amazing. It's just like accentuates your hair, and it looks perfectly fluffed, and it's great for men that want, just like a nice tousled look. So adding a little wave mist to it is great too, and even with my hair now, I'll scrunch it into my hair dry, and it's the perfect refresh. And even if you have more straight hair, if you mix this with wave mist, it adds like really beautiful, beach texture. So it's pretty universal in my opinion.
Let's get that wave mist over here too, because I'm going to use both of them, and then maybe you can take Daphne off and you can style her.
Nice.
What a great name
Okay.
Daphne is, eh? What do you think about that name, Carl? Daphne.
I think that is a beautiful.
Well, I guess you're just gonna have
Daphne,
to adopt
Daphne.
a new kid and
Isn't
name him
that pretty?
Daphne.
Daphne.
Daphne, I have an important question. Did you bring Velma with you?
Oh,
What is that?
what? You don't know Scooby Doo?
Scooby Doo?
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I love Scooby Doo. I'm sure you get
I
that
used
a
to love
lot.
Scooby Sandwich. I used to watch that when I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Scrappy-Doo.
So
Yeah,
good.
that's right.
So good.
Yeah. Oh, and is that the name of her? The character?
Yeah, one of
There's
you
Daphne,
got
and Velma. Daphne wears purple and Velma wears orange.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm a big Scooby Doo fan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a lot of Scoobies. Yeah, there's lots of doobies on the streets of New York. Never mind Scoobies.
I think that was the.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
That was the underlying concept of the.
Yeah, it was
Scooby-Doo.
like Scooby snacks.
They
Like
had Scooby snacks. They had a van that smoked a lot.
Oh, was it all about?
it was all about them being
marijuana?
potheads.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that was the whole point of
They were all
it.
Yeah.
potheads. Yeah.
They were all hippies.
I'm glad I'm old. I miss that. I miss
And now you know.
that. What crap.
All right, before we put the products in, I'm just going to come through with my skizzers. My scissors. I'm just going to lift this hair up, and I'm just going to look for that little corner.
Nice.
And I'm going to just toughen that up just a little. Keep it tight. Nice tight tension. Keep it nice and tight. And then when you allow it to fall, make sure nothing moves.
And Jenny Blue, we are located in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, just in case you want to give us a visit. They asked where we were located.
Oh, yeah. Is that where we are?
That's right.
Broadway.
What
Where
is
are we?
Where are we? Yeah.
Where are we?
Hey, Scooby Doo.
Scrappy-Doo.
Where are we? just look for the green van. It's right outside.
Yeah.
Green van. Of the green van.
Yeah.
Have you seen the green van on 6th Avenue now?
I haven't.
No.
You've seen the green van, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. It's the green van.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah.
You seem excited.
No, no.
You're like a green van. Does everybody know what I'm talking about?
We all know what you're talking about. I got this.
But I seen that there's I think there's like a Kratom store too right next to CVS on 6th Ave.
What store?
Kratom? It's like
What's kratom?
it's like I don't know what it is. It's like supposed to be like spiritual herbs or something that you like
Kratom.
smoke. Yeah.
Have you
I've
ever,
never heard
you ever
that
had
in my life.
kratom?
It's next to CVS on 6th Avenue. I thought maybe it was near the green truck.
Kratom and the green truck.
That doesn't sound
like a
suspicious.
I
at all.
wrestling-
don't know.
No,
It's
nothing
like probably like
suspicious.
it's like a special door that you go through. Nobody ever knows.
The
Before she goes to temptation,
Yeah,
she goes to
I'm
the
like
Kratom
gonna go get
store.
some kratom.
The red door for
Sounds awful.
freedom. The green van for the puppiness.
And yes, Jet Serrano, we do Brooklyn Live every Tuesday night.
Yes, Your Honor, it's true.
That's right.
Yeah, and you
is
can.
us.
Where can you watch it? You can watch it on Instagram. On YouTube's the best experience, I think.
YouTube HD
YouTube,
experience.
and it's you got the whole camera effects, and you got Carl's lovely dulcet tones talking to you.
Yeah.
Soothing voice.
Soothing voice. He's got the radio voice.
I'm going
right.
to put the radio voice on now.
Yeah.
So make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe,
Share
share
with your friends.
and comment.
And like us.
Please.
We're going to grow a culture here.
Okay,
Future.
so Emma's going to style for us. I think that let me apply the product, and then we'll take her away, and you can, and then we'll bring in the superstar from Canada. Yeah, the
Yeah.
superstar from Canada.
It's not Drake,
Bringing
by the
him
way.
in.
It's not Drake.
not
it's better
Drake.
than Drake.
That's right.
Yeah, it's Wake.
Oh my! All right, that's it.
That's what everyone's, you know. So a little bit of this and a little bit of that. This is Structure, American Wave. Kind of is good for curly wave and texture. It's a nice lightweight styling cream, and I'm gonna work it into the hair. I like to rake it in with my fingers. Yeah, so I rake it in. I don't just slap it in.
You don't just plop it on
Yeah,
top.
I'm not plopping it.
No plop.
I'm just raking.
Nice.
It's like Reiki.
So perfect.
Yeah.
She has a ton of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we take the remainder of it and we twist it in.
Like the green van.
Yep. All the way, just twist that all the way in.
Nice job.
Work it through. Then what we're going to go with is we're going to go with Wave Mist, which is our Beach Wave salt spray.
I love this.
And we're going to layer that in the air.
Yeah. Natürlich.
You want me to
Can't go wrong with
diffuse?
waves.
I think so, yeah. I think a little diffuse. I'm going to let you do your magic, Emma.
Okay.
You got like about 10 minutes. You know, always think of the time shorter because time runs out fast, doesn't it?
Time moves.
What I'm
Pretty
going to do
quick.
though is I want to get rid of the center part. I want it to fall from the center, but I want to get rid of the center part.
What are you doing? What does that mean?
So I'm just going to ziggy zag.
Okay.
So if you ziggy zag it, what happens is it's when you look straight on, you don't have that demarcation from the front. Yeah, you get the break, but you don't get the heavy line.
Uh-huh.
So that'll be nice. And we're going to comb it through. And then she's going to come back with a microphone. She's going to sing for us. And Daphne can join. Emma singing.
A duet.
Well, I'm not a singer. It's not one of my talents.
Are you not a singer?
No.
You're a drummer, though.
Yeah.
You're a drummer. You're not a singer?
No.
You're a
No
drummer.
singing. Daphne can sing.
Daphne can.
Take the front man perspective.
All
Come
right,
with me.
Off you go with Emma, and I'll see you in
Yeah.
a few. Now let's see whether technology works for
work
us.
for us here, huh?
Let's see if technology works for us, and let's see if I can get Mr. Peter Gosling
Okay.
all the way from
You like
another country
The
in
good
the
old
stream.
North.
Who is that cool guy with the
it's
orange
like
hat?
softer.
Look at him.
Are you there?
Hey, what's
Carl?
up?
Carl,
Oh, he's
turn
there.
off my
What are you-
mic.
What are you drinking, Peter?
Budweiser.
Budweiser. Is that the champion
been a-
of beers?
it's been
Oh, it's not the champion of beers. That's something else, isn't it?
It's been a long day.
Now, where are you? You're in Canada, and where are you? In Toronto?
I'm in Toronto.
Is that the city centre, or where is it? Is it different parts? What part of the neighbourhood is that?
I'm in the city center. I'm in, this is the city center.
Nice. So what's going on?
Right.
This looks like, is this your new academy?
This is the new academy.
And what is that on the
So
floor? Is that
I just took this wall down.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then over there, took another wall down, and here we are. So, but
So
this is not the this is the practical part. There's a theory part behind us here. It's amazing.
And what's going to happen in that academy? Talk to me. What's it called? And tell me what's going to happen there.
This is the Glassbox education area. And I hope to inspire people like you've done for the last, 100 years, Nick?
125.
You're right. Okay, fair enough. So I got to catch up at least 75.
Uh-huh. So when's that going to be open, and how can people find out about you and your brand?
I hopefully December 1st.
December 1st.
The academy most likely will have to evolve into parts of January, I think, but we'll see how it goes. We're pushing for a December 1st opening. You know, when you're opening things and things change, we don't get the options of deliveries, and it's gonna be a push. It's gonna be a hard one.
Is
but,
it going to be a barbershop too?
It will be a barbershop. It's not going to operate the same as my other shops.
Okay. And when you say
this
other
is gonna-
shops, how many shops do you have?
So I have 6.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have 6. They're operating amazing. We also did get affected negatively by the pandemic. But if you were at Expo, we talked a lot about pivoting. So there's things that we pivoted, and I think we've been very lucky, in a sense, to see how things are going to move forward in a really positive way.
Uh-huh.
And I think a lot of it's based on education and building people, because I think a lot of businesses were lacking people. And I think if you understand that you have to build them to help them to grow, that's where your company is going to start to see success again.
And you actually was the opening act on our weekend event, Expo. How was the event? How would you describe it, and what was your experience like?
I had probably the most pressure on me, and I sat very quiet in the intro day with everybody.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of really heavy hitters there. And if people know who Jamie is, or Tracy, Corinne was huge. Garrett, I actually love. I think that guy deserves more of a following. It's kind of interesting. But like, there was some very heavy hitters there. And I actually sat quiet during the what Nick called for the dress rehearsal. And I was a bit nervous because I just wanted to make sure that I was bringing enough to the table to make sure that I was able to perform in front of everybody the same as those artists. And I don't know, I went up on stage and I think I brought the fire.
You felt good? What do you
I
think,
had the
Paris?
best time of
Did
my
you
life.
feel good about what he did?
I loved everything you did, man. That haircut was clean. The way that you spoke to the crowd, full of confidence. I thought you were amazing, man. Great opener.
Yeah, thank you.
Set the tone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's parts of your career that you need to be humbled, because I took a Nick Arrojo razor class almost 10 years ago.
Wow. Was
Never
that
thought-
110 years ago or just 10 years ago?
I thought it was, yeah, it had to be over maybe 10 years ago. Very lucky to be part of the hairdressing industry, where the barbering industry sometimes lacks. I am a hairdresser turned barber, so I think I'm very lucky that I've experienced a lot of talented individuals who are happy to share and explain knowledge, where sometimes, you know, you go into certain atmospheres, you don't get the same thing. But I'll tell you this, Nick, in the last 2 weeks, my entire mindset has changed.
Good.
Because my mindset is now about sharing, and it doesn't matter what the money is. It's just like, I'm just sharing constantly, because you said to me at the bar, you're like, just share, man. And that's what's up.
Good.
And that's all I'm doing, you know. And it was a great weekend for me as a young person. I'm 35. I think a lot of people are really holding on to things that they think that they can hold close to themselves, that they think they've potentially earned. And I'm like, you know what? Here I am, and I'm going to give everything away just for free.
Good.
Good.
Well, not just for free, you know. It all comes back, like that cosmic universe. Trust me.
Well, that's what you were saying about sharing.
It'll come
It was
back.
it was the last things he said to me at the bar, which kind of blew my mind, honestly.
Ah.
I think it was kind of sick. It kind of changed my way of looking at things. And like, honestly, in the last 2 weeks, I think I've shared a lot of things and just been like, hey, this is how it is, and I think I've been more successful, to be honest with you.
And I hear that you're coming to New York, and you have a class here at the end of January. Is that correct?
I'm coming, baby. But
You're
here's
going to
the
do
deal.
something with me, with my students.
Oh.
But the main thing is you're coming in to do, like, you're teaching. Is it a 2-day class? What is it?
It's a 2-day class. It's sold out. I sold it out 3 months ago.
Wow.
There's no. I couldn't even take anybody else. But here's the deal. I'm coming to you. I'm gonna do something for free because this is what we need to do.
Great.
Because I've realized, and this is a big thing, not everyone can afford to go to a hairdressing class.
Right.
And we have people under the bracket that we want to be in the bracket. And how are we going to get them to be on this bracket?
Yep.
Sometimes you got to work for free. And everyone's trying to charge astronomical numbers. But how do we get that person who has no opportunity to get to that bracket?
Right.
So my new idea is like, you know what? I'm living a great life, Nick. Expo was huge for me. Gino was huge for me. Jamie was huge for me. Sarai was huge for me. I care about making money. I need to make sure that somebody who is at the show or comes to Cartel or comes to Glassbox or comes to Arrojo can be inspired to potentially become a hairdresser or a barber.
Nice. Well, that's the right, and you're out there on social media. You're always turning up in my feed. Who makes all those videos for you? Do you have your own guy, or is it just part of your crew?
It's me.
It's you.
I'm the same guy who's knocking down these walls. I'm
Self-made.
covered. This is the worst night of my life that you asked me to come on here. I'm going to be honest with you. You asked me to come on. I said, okay. Carl even called me, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm covered in. Today was a rough day.
You look good. You look good from here. Now, at the end of Expo,
It's freezing, by the way.
At the end of Expo, you started. You set a chair up in the middle of the reception, or the foyer, and started doing skin fades. Is that what you do?
It's what the people deserve.
It's what the people deserve. And your hair products. Let's talk about your hair products, because one of the things that I found unique was, you know where I'm from, Manchester, and
We're just waiting for Nick Arrojo to invest in them.
well, that could happen. But
we know that's going to happen.
There you go. I like that confidence.
Oh.
What do you think,
The
Paris?
I love that.
The problem is, hey Paris, I know you're on the line. The problem is see when Nick Arrojo is hanging out with you, I'm a cockroach. You can't get rid of me.
You hear that?
And now Nick has no issue. The minute this academy's open, Nick will be one of the first public speakers on this stage in Toronto.
I'm
Whether
going
I
to
have to pay
Toronto.
for it or not, I guess he is.
What
There's
do
two
they
different
call
types-
that? What do they call the chips in Toronto? They call them what? Poutine or something?
the
Is it
poutine.
Oh, the poutine.
Poutine. Oh,
Okay,
no.
okay. Paris, you're gonna have a listen. Paris, here's the deal.
I love
Nick
Toronto.
has no choice but to come. He's going to do a public speaking event because it's amazing. And the biggest mistake that Nick has ever made was replying to my email.
No, it was not a mistake. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it's brilliant. I think you're doing great stuff. And,
I'm gonna
and
bug
the
you for the
audience,
rest of your life.
the feedback has been spectacular.
Yes.
And, you're one of my new friends, which is fantastic. I'm
And-
so happy to have you in our
not your friend.
network and our
I'm not
community.
your friend, Nick. I'm not
and
your
me
friend,
and you
Nick. I'm
can
your part
hang
of your
out.
family.
Me and you can hang out at the bar anytime.
Oh, and Peter, by the way, we got love from Scotch Bonnet Hair Studio. Tracy says that you're
Tracy's-
incredible.
Oh,
Rob
man,
said
Tracy
you're
was huge.
incredible, and Cole as well. So you got some love, man.
Tracy was huge. Tracy was so talented. And you know what? You got to love Tracy because Tracy went up there and was dangerous. You have people who go up on stage and can like hold a crowd, but Tracy went up there and was like dangerous.
Right.
So I hope she can hear that. It was so sick. But here's the deal. I'm going to drop this right now. I'm in New York at the end of January. We're going to do a free event at Arrojo. It's going to be a free event because I don't give a shit at this point. We're going to Arrojo, free barber event. If you're listening to this right now,
What's
you
the
probably
date?
gotta come.
Is it the 31st?
Well, you didn't
It's
read your
the
email,
Tuesday.
Nick.
It's the Tuesday night, isn't it?
We're gonna do the last night.
And what's the last night? Is it the Tuesday night?
Yeah, well, I'm taking you for dinner after that.
All right. Well, you know we'll have to put it on Brooklyn Live, Cal.
Oh, book it.
Tuesday
We'll have to
night,
book it on
Brooklyn
Brooklyn
Live.
Live.
We're booking it now.
It's gonna be a dangerous night, and I'm gonna tell you guys this why is because when me and Nick get together, from now on, it's such a
You're okay
crazy
hanging out with the
thing.
old guy. But it's okay. I got
No,
Paris.
you're-
He's the young guy. Paris is here. He's
No,
the young
no, no.
guy. Hang out
What
with
a lot
me.
of people-
And then
Nick,
we've got
Nick,
Carl, who's
what
the
a lot of-
Wait, don't mention
who's the
me.
Godfather.
Don't mention the Godfather.
Don't mention the guy.
what a lot of young people don't understand is what I experienced in New York, or sorry, in West Palm Beach is you can't find that from someone who's not similar in age as you. Nick has been through all of it, and I'm learning from Nick. Nick, how many mistakes do you say publicly to people? Publicly,
A lot.
that's a big thing for people.
A lot. But we know it's good to share because when we share, people learn. Now, before we love you and leave you, what's the name of your hair care product that I'm going to be investing in?
Called Ceremony. It's called
Ceremony.
And it's based on New Order. Every single product is named after New Order, which is their title tracks.
And
But
name some of
in
the
saying that-
some of the
in saying
products.
But in saying that, Nick, it's all vegan,
Uh-huh.
all cruelty-free, all the plastics is recyclable, and it's all made in Canada. And the capes, you will never find a barbering cape like it.
I know. That was one of my I'm still waiting for the mail. When's the mailman sending me my cape?
I'm going to send you a package.
Ah.
You're not getting that at this time in life.
Well,
You're getting delivered.
I can't wait. And I can't wait to be in that space with you in Toronto when it's all
going to be.
finished, shiny, and we're going to be in that glass box, educating. And he's
Watch
going
out.
to fall.
He's going to take
He's
down
gonna
the
kill
whole
himself.
wall. You just
He's going
ruined
to
the-
kill
He
himself.
ruined the salon.
Massive.
How many beers have you had?
Too many. I don't care because I worked my ass off today for this.
Well, listen, it was a real pleasure hanging out with you tonight, Peter. Thanks so much. Final thoughts before you go?
Invest in my company.
Peter, it's a real pleasure. Be safe and don't break anything else. All right, Emma, how
Oh
we
my
doing?
gosh.
Trash in the
Let's
house.
bring her over. Let's bring her over. Come on, let's bring over Daphne.
British name, isn't it?
I think it's an amazing name. Daphne.
Beautiful.
All right, come with me.
And I think we're going to need I think we'll bring in a little bit of, bring her over and we'll put some American wave in there.
Yes.
We'll bring some glint. I think I can see it. I can see the glint. There she
Got a
is.
glint of the glint.
Take a seat, Daph. Whoa, there she is. Head back for me.
God. Wow.
How much hair does she have?
So much. But it's so pretty.
So
Lioness.
She's got about as much hair as you. She's a lioness, isn't she?
Yeah, I feel like she might have a little
Smoldering.
more than me.
She's got more hair than you?
I think so.
How do you feel? You feel good? Good.
I had hair
Another
like
happy
that.
client. Come on in, Carl. It's almost time.
I had hair like that. I was
I
17.
thought you just said I had hair like that,
I was
Carl.
17.
Come on in, Carlito. Come on over. Say hi.
All righty, coming in. Let's open up the camera here, nice and wide. Wait. You want to see what Our Lady looked like before?
Yeah, let's have a look at the before. You want to stand up, Daph? Right, so you see long, heavy, looks pretty. And now if we go straight to Daphne,
Boom.
you can
Wow.
see.
Big
There she
difference.
is. Oops, I'll
Beautiful.
stay to the side.
Beautiful.
So remember, we put the wave mist in. We put the styling cream, which is called Structure. And then we also used a little bit, finishing off with a little bit of glint. And now she's going to go out
love
to the
it.
green van.
I love
Daphne's
it.
going to go to the green
The
van.
green van.
And here he is.
Walking in from the green van.
Come on in, mister. There he is.
What am I walking on? Floating on clouds.
Thanks for joining us.
Paris.
It's been a real pleasure. We will see you all next week. Big thanks to Emma, Mr.
Yeah.
Carlito, my favorite Daphne, and Mr. Paris.
Paris,
Where
put
is he?
yourself
Where
in
is
there.
he?
There it is.
There he is. What does he sound that? Country
country from capital, Japan.
Oh, very
That's right.
trendy.
Arigato,
Arigato.
arigato,
Have a
Mr.
great night, everybody.
Roboto.
Thank you.